for the Detroit Lions. We want them to be like the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Can you believe both of those teams have made it to the Super Bowl again before the Lions even sniffed a Super Bowl? What's going on, Detroit? Are you happy for that Stafford loss? What's going on in the sports world today? Jimmy, tell them hello.
Hey, hello. We are talking about today. We had the NFC and the AFC championship games yesterday. In the first one, we called the Snow Bowl. In the second half, New England Patriots defeated Denver Broncos 10-7. Now, there was a situation in that game, it was low scoring, where Sean Payton had a chip shot field goal. But he chose to go for it on fourth down and missed it. We're up 7-0 at the time. Could have gone up 10-0. They blew that shot, and then they lost by that exact 3 points. Was this a good decision?
Well, I think it was a gamble. I think he decided to take a gamble. It didn't pay off.
At the end of the day, it wasn't good. We know the outcome. That's why I say you take the points on third down. You know, it's a new league, new things that they do, but I take points. That's what I've always been taught. That's a conservative way to do it.
Yeah, and he's playing with a backup quarterback, so I think you take the points.
Yep. Take the points, baby. Always and forever. What do you think about this Super Bowl matchup? Is it going to be a good one? Are you excited about it? Or is it humdrum? I think it's a little humdrum. But it's one part of the country, one coast to the East Coast, West Coast. That's good for TV ratings, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't have any of your powerhouse teams like Kansas City. People love to hate Kansas City. No Baltimore, no Buffalo. They want to see those guys get in.
No Cowboys.
On the NFC side, no Rams, no Cowboys, no. The Bears have a nice following too, so we'll see. You know, the reincarnation of the New England Patriots. You know, is the quarterback going to be another Tom Brady, or is he one and done in terms of his going to the championship game?
Well, but what gets me is, how do these guys all do it again before the Lions even get there once? Is that ownership? It can't be luck.
Yes, it might be ownership.
No, I'm not going to put it on ownership because they've come through a stretch where they've done fairly well. They haven't been to the championship game. True enough, ownership is giving them the leeway to build these good teams.
New management. Is it the same? It's not the same general manager that had Brady, is it?
I don't know if they turned over that, but they probably have. Brady's drafted in '99, so this is probably a new management after 26 years. But
that's tough. Can everybody hear us pretty good? Are we on good, guys? United States of America, can you hear us? What we're trying to do today is go through this and tell you what we think is good for the Lions. Should they mimic one of those teams that have just got back? Should they tried to mimic the Patriots, and you see what happened. It wasn't a recipe for success. It was failure. One of the worst periods we've ever had. Now, Seattle's back in the Super Bowl. Man, it just you know, I know you say that it's management. They get out of the way. But boy, when you see these teams starting to go back, like even Kansas City, they won. They were there early, and then you started to see them start to go back again. I'm more worried not about the Super Bowl, but about my Lions. Campbell, you think is the coach to take them there? I've got my doubts.
Well, as Buffalo found out, you could fire Campbell, but who you gonna get?
That's true. That's why he has job security. But I would like to get a Tomlin maybe if he doesn't win next year and they have some trouble. They got to start thinking about bringing in a guy like the Tomlin?
Tomlin's not coming back.
You don't think he'll ever come back?
No.
Why you say that?
You know, when you are a coach as young as he was, in his 30s to your early 50s, and you have children that you missed out on, you know, I don't see you coming back.
How old is he now? He's only in his 50s, right?
52, but his children are in college. He went to see his daughter, who's a gymnast for the University of Georgia, at her match.
So do you think...
He has a son playing football. I think he's going to take time and do those things.
He may. He may. He has his head on right. He's a good dude.
And if he really gets the urge, I think he probably will do this, though. Go to one of the, Fox, NBC, ABC, ESPN, CBS, one of their pregame shows.
Does he have the personality for that? That's what I got to ask.
They, from what I understand, they would love to have him there. He's already been extended some invitations.
Oh, great.
And that type of job for him, you work on Sunday, very little prep
I don't know
compared
about
to
that.
football.
Okay, compared to football, but I think it is a lot of prep, though. I think it's a lot of prep. Because you got to get to know if you want to be good at it. You got to prep.
I think it'll be much easier on him, and he'll be able to live a life. Because everybody thought Cowher was coming back, but Cowher got in the that business. He's never come back. The coach that Tomlin took over for.
All right. Well, that's good. But what else is going on with these Super Bowl teams?
Well, we got to get it. We got to get how they got there. Seattle, the other game was a defensive game, a lot of errors. Seattle and the Rams had a shootout. And Seattle won 31-27, where I think had a similar situation, was a little further out, where he went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. But I'll say McVay's defense, they scored 31 points. They were not stopping Seattle. So I think by him going for it, he was trying to get the points.
They did stop him, though, at the end.
Yeah, time ran out. And they got the ball with 25 seconds left, no timeouts?
Yeah.
So there wasn't going to be much they could do at that point. But, Seattle is an interesting bunch. Mike McDonald, former defense coordinator at Michigan, went to the Ravens. He's had this job 2 years. And guess what, guys? Sam Darnold did not see any ghosts, as he'd been known for. Yes, he played well. I mean, Stafford played this team 2 times in the past 4 games at 800 yards.
Yeah, he was no slouch. He played well too.
So it was a good game.
Now he was on the. They didn't make a fourth down conversion. If they had made that, then they should have won too. But they didn't make the fourth down conversion. But I agree with that one.
It was a muff punt too, man.
Yeah, that's what killed him. If you look at the score now, that 7 points made the difference.
So they won by 4.
He fumbled one, got it back. Then the next punt he fumbled, didn't get back. They went in and scored. So McVay took him off. And special teams been a problem for the Rams all year. Now what they're worried about is Matthew Stafford coming back?
Why not? What I say is he had an MVP year. And why not roll it one more time? I know he might be hurt. That's the only reason it was back.
Yeah. Fast forward back to the start of the season. We didn't even know if he was going to be able to start. And he comes off as the MVP season. He's got 4 daughters. He might want to spend time home.
Now, did he get the MVP yet? Or is he
hasn't been named.
Yeah, I think he should get it. He plays. He's good, and he's a NFL Hall of Famer.
Who else is in contention for the MVP?
Well, you've got a man that set the sack record in Garrett. I doubt he gets it. Because even with him doing that, they only won about 5 games. You've got Drake May, interestingly enough, is up there.
Yeah, you got to consider him. Look what he's done.
It's mainly become a quarterback's award. So you have to look at the quarterbacks that had a good season. But they will announce this at the, I think the banquet is Thursday of Super Bowl weekend.
Well, you know what I say? Change it. It shouldn't be a quarterback's award. It should be whoever is outstanding. It should be a running back's award. It should be a defensive back award. Just like the Heisman had a brief stint where they was to go. You haven't seen a running back get a Heisman in a long time.
Okay, we're about to go to commercial break, so hold that thought. 107.
You're listening to Bullseye Sports, presented by Dabo on Sports Rap Network. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Walker. Well, they had a nice 1-2 punch with Zach Charbonneau, who came to Michigan. But he's out. He tore his Achilles, I believe, last game. Seattle has the better offense and the better defense. So I'm believing that Seattle is going to be able to win. New England has a second-year quarterback who's had a rocky postseason. So I'm going to go with Seattle to win by 8 points, say 21-13.
I most definitely have Seattle.
Now, why is that? Unfortunately, I thought you loved the Patriots. That's why you were saying unfortunately.
Yeah, you got about 5.
What did they do in 1970? They won Super Bowl number 3. I don't know exactly what year it was, but yeah. Now, are you talking about Geronimo with the Chiefs or Geronimo with the Village People? Oh, okay.
What about the Cleveland Browns? How many is that? That's 6? That's 7?
Hell, gone to get 8, so you got a fourth of the league. But now, the halftime entertainment is going to be Bad Bunny, which is sending your president into a tizzy. And, Bad Bunny has been cautious because he has not performed in the United States because he's afraid that it would be ICE would just raid his concert trying to get people. No, it's too expensive. Tickets a couple $1,000. Yeah.
Wow.
You aren't
Bad Bunny.
You aren't gonna have too many people who will be considered illegal aliens. Not that they are.
They planned that out nicely, didn't they? They just planning stuff. They just plan, don't they?
Well, Little Mark, let's see how he feels about one of his favorite teams hired a coach. Mike McCarthy is now going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. He's a Pittsburgh native. But unlike the last 3, he is 62 years old, 10 years older than Mike Tomlin.
I used to coach with Pittsburgh.
Who?
Oh, no, the college you did. Is he? As a head coach? Oh, yeah, he did then. Dang, he did.
I'll give McCarthy credit. He can develop a quarterback. Now, this year's crop is kind of weak. So, is Rodgers coming back? Are they going to turn the keys over to Will Howard, the former Ohio State quarterback they drafted in the 6th round? Or are they going to get someone like a Malik Willis? So they have a lot of questions to answer. They have aging, expensive defense and no real weapons on offense. So it's going to be very interesting to see where they go. Now, Did you think that was a good hire? Oh, yeah, you told us how you feel. Jesse Minter at the Ravens. Is that a good hire?
Jesse Minter.
Jesse Minter was on Harbaugh's staff. He was on the University of Michigan staff as well.
I see that.
He took over for Mike McDonald. Now, I think Baltimore feels that their problem is on the defensive end of the ball. You know, I don't think Lamar played very well. Hopefully he was injured. He's getting over his injuries. He'll play well this year. But they're trying to shore up the defensive end so that they'll be the Ravens of old, feared defensively, and not just sitting back and waiting for a team to attack them.
Looks like he used to coach at Baltimore, too, previously. 2017 and 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that might not be bad for them, I guess.
So I think this is going to be a good hire for them. But an experienced coach out there now, is it going to be a good thing or a bad thing? Because if you're an experienced coach without a job, there might be a problem with you. Well, I believe Belichick made the playoffs last year with Cleveland. But, you know, Cleveland has been, as you can see, that was in the 20th century. They've been a butt of jokes ever since. They did get some good news today. We'll talk about that later. Jeff Hatley for the Dolphins. The Dolphins went away from offense with Mike McDaniel and are now going with Jeff Hartley, defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. I like that move because it weakens one of our rivals as well as strengthens somebody in the AFC. Because out of the 10 jobs, the Dolphins might be the worst.
And the Browns.
Because you paying Tua $250-some million, and you just signed that contract 2 years ago, and you've already decided that he is not the future quarterback? Yeah, but did you ever think of Tua as a franchise quarterback? Exactly. Yeah. Now, the Browns had some good news today. Shedeur Sanders made the Pro Bowl.
Made the Pro Bowl. Congrats to him. Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah, now, I'm not saying that he earned it on merit, that he's one of the 3 best quarterbacks in the AFC, but no, Tyler Huntley made it as a backup one time. Because what you have is Drake May can't go because he's in the Super Bowl. I think Lamar is hurt. I think the Bills quarterback Josh Allen didn't go. It's an honor. He'll get some good coaching, a chance to showcase himself. But let's not put him up there in the top 3 quarterbacks of the AFC.
Started 7 games. So go ahead.
Steve Young is his coach. Well, I'm thinking with Steve Young as his coach, maybe he can give him. He's not going to change his whole workup, everything, but maybe he can give him some pointers on what to do. You know, that's what maybe just some slight pointers that he wasn't getting from Cleveland. Is anybody going to take the Browns job? They've had 4 people cancel interviews.
4? Ooh, that's bad.
Mike McDaniel would rather be a coordinator with the Chargers than be the head coach there.
Oh, I do have a question about coordinators. Did the Lions stone the Arizona guy? Or is it still out? Yeah. Like, did we actually sign him already?
Yeah, they signed him.
Oh, somebody told me today that it's still pending.
No. Well, we've come to the end of another segment. Detroit Bullseye Sports, presented by Dabo, 107.5 WGPR, Sports Rap app, and SportsRapNetwork.com.
You're listening to Wardell, Walker, Barthwell, and our Cobra Commander, Mark Jones, on Bullseye Sports, presented by Dabo. Back after these commercial messages.
Jonesy, what does Dabo stand for? All right, Dabo. The Pistons won again, as the song says, and they beat the Sacramento Kings on Sunday. Now, they're 33-11. They're only 1 game in the loss column behind Oklahoma City. Now,
Played yesterday.
do the Pistons' recent shooting woes make it mandatory to make a move to get a shooter at the deadline? They have a $14.5 million trade exemption that will expire at the trading deadline. What they could do with that is get a player and match those salaries. If you get a player $14.5 million, you wouldn't have to give up much. So that's a thought. Yeah. Let's say Michael Porter Jr. and you were to give up Karis LeVert, the exemption, maybe a first-round pick. Would you do it? Yeah. This year, it'll probably be low 20s. So I'm not advocating you giving away 4 or 5 picks, crazy stuff. But if you could do something like that, get Porter on the cheap, where you would get you'd get a 3-point shooter and a driver, I would at least think about it. He came in the league with a bad lot of stuff. Everybody, 2 boys, Tay is the one that's in trouble for gambling, and his 2 sisters all had ACL tears in college. But the East right now is so down that this might be the time to strike when the iron is hot. I'm not suggesting that we go out and get a Giannis, Ja Morant, even a Jaren Jack. Some of those players are going to cost you a lot. But just some mid-level player that you can get come in here and fit. The one thing about Porter, his timeline, I think he might be 26. He fits right in with this group. But we'll see.
Porter, man. I don't know who we could get, to be honest. Who would be nice? Unless you get Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but our kids are not that.
No, not coming off the bench. No.
They don't look that something.
That's
Because Kevin Durant is a hooper.
It's debatable whether or not he did good in Golden State. He won 2 championships and was an Achilles heel for winning the 3rd. So I can't say that he did bad. But a Kevin Durant, and look at it this way. Phoenix had Durant, Booker, and Beal. And what did they win? Nothing. They trade away Beal and Durant. And now they're a top 6 team in the West. So, to get Durant, Houston's not trading Durant. Let's just put that out there. But to get him, you would have to give away a lot of your core. And it's not worth it. I wouldn't go after Giannis. I wouldn't go after Kyrie Irving. Anthony Davis. All those players have been rumored to be on the move. But I'm not going after any of them. I would go after maybe a Bobby Portis in Milwaukee. Some type of player that fits that $14 million. That fits that $14 million exemption where you don't have to break up your core.
He might fit the culture too, Bobby Portis, actually.
Oh, he's ready to fight. Yeah. I don't think he and Stewart like each other, but that would be okay. They get along. But if you were to give out midseason grades for the Pistons, what would you give Trajan Langdon?
Yeah, yes. Got to give him an A. Yeah. Number 1.
J.B. Bickerstaff.
Everybody the A. Yeah.
Kay Cunningham.
A.
Jay Nivey.
C.
I give him a B. Duran.
A.
Tobias Harris.
B+. Yep.
Stewart.
An A.
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, B+.
He's been a little bit different than I thought. I always remember him as just a 3-point shooter, but he's developed a nice drive to the basket.
Yeah.
To keep you honest.
Yep.
Karis LeVert. Ron Holland Jr.
A B-. B.
I give him a B+. Ron Holland Jr. When you can put him and Thompson on the wings, it's just like 2 lockdowns. And Asur Thompson.
B+.
He may never. He may be somebody that averages 14, 16 points, but affects the game on the defensive end. I don't want to. He's averaging 12 right now. I don't want to put this out on him, but doesn't he remind you of Rodman a little bit? And Rodman, to be effective, didn't have to score.
More athletic than Rodman.
Well, the whole league is more athletic than Rodman now. But Rodman wasn't a bad athlete. I don't want to make that distinction.
This guy can jump out the gym. This guy. Thompson.
Well, Rodman could too. You weren't around with him. He blocked Hakeem Olajuwon's shot one time to save the game. Some other people. Off the
Jenkins,
bench. Javonte Green. Before you answer, he was a player that they added in basically the preseason, and he's come in, fit their defensive identity, and he's been a capable three-point shooter off the bench. For what they're paying him and what he's doing, I give him an A. B-Ball Paul Reed, the third big man on the team. I mean, he's come in some games. I think a game against Philly when Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren didn't play. He scored 30 points. So he doesn't play every night, but when he plays, he comes to play.
Yeah, he's averaging 12 minutes a game.
I don't even think that, but I give him a solid B. And the last person I'm going to talk about would be
LeVert.
No, he talked about LeVert.
Sasser.
Marcus Sasser, correct.
I like Sasser, man. I like Sasser.
He's been hurt and hadn't really gotten in the rotation really that well, but as he showed in a couple of games, yeah, he can come off the bench and start hitting shots.
Yeah, he's fast, scrappy too.
I'll give him a B.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that much this year, but these past seasons, the last couple seasons, last 2 seasons, he was good. I like the way he plays his role coming off the bench.
All right. Well, as we say, this is the fastest 2 hours in sports. We're already down with the first hour. 107.5 WGPR, Dabo presents Detroit Bullseye Sports on the Sports Rap app and the Sports Rap Radio Network. Well, college basketball has the game of the year coming up with Michigan playing Nebraska at home on Tuesday. You know, we'll do a brief preview of that, but who do you think is going to win and why? Now, I'll just give you a little heads up on Nebraska. 6'7" Bryce Sandiford, who scored 17.3 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 2.1 assists. Complete player, can score on any level court. He's accompanied by 2 other forwards, Riddick Mass at 14.6 a game and Brendan Frager at 12.2. All 3 of their top scorers are 6'7" or taller. So this will be a good challenge between Nebraska front court and Michigan's. Now, if you know, we've been talking about Michigan's front court with a 7'3", 6'10", and 6'9" guy. So their height is going to be definitely needed in this one. Nebraska averages 80 points a game. Michigan averages 91.7. Go ahead. Well, Nebraska is a high turnover team, too, which is good. Michigan is first in rebounding, third in steals, and first in blocks. They're an elite defensive team. They make shots at a 51.7% clip, and they limit defensively, they limit the other offense to 36.5. Now, they are led by Yaxel Lindenborg, a first-team All-Big Ten type level right now, 14.4, 7.2 rebounds, 3.2 assists a game. Horace Johnson is 13.7, and he's getting about 7 rebounds a game as well. And Adey Mara from Spain is averaging 10.9 points a game. And the point guard is averaging 10.3, Elliot Cadeau. Now, they have a very good offense. They're unselfish. But they sometimes, like you say, go through lulls where they can't make a shot, and also where they do a lot of turnovers. Now, I think the home crowd is going to be key in this game, and it's going to help them be able to pull this one out.
Yeah, defeated to that big man,
man. Adey Mara. But if you see Nebraska, they're going to be slow. So I think the key might be getting out on the fast break.
High up tempo. High up-tempo offense. Yeah, they got a good defense, yeah. If they're slow, then we'll probably be able to sit on them. Well, Michigan, of course. He's doing it.
Again, I think the home Chrysler Arena is going to make a big advantage. It's going to allow Dusty May to do things that Fred Hoiberg can't. And I think Nebraska's been living where you have 3 people over 6'7". Michigan also has 3 people over 6'9". So the advantage that Nebraska's used to having about towering over people is not going to be an advantage tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think another big thing is going to be crashing those boards too. Seems like they do get a lot of rebounds, second point chances. But we're so big down there, man. That's the only thing. Yeah. Oh, two in a row? Two in a row this week.
Played.
Ooh, boy.
Michigan State played that game against Nebraska at Nebraska and lost. It was close throughout. So, I think the home crowd will make the difference. Now, I know. Go ahead. Always twice.
One there, one
I
remember
a couple of years, the second game didn't count toward the Big Ten, but they always play them twice. Now, yes.
Yeah, this year they do, yeah.
We talked about it earlier, but the G League players playing in college basketball.
Saw that.
Now, I always thought that, when they used to have call it the hardship draft, where you could come out early if you needed to get money for your family, that the word is once you sign that paper, you forego any eligibility in college. Now, as we know, there's a young man down in Baylor who was drafted number 31, first pick of the second round, never played in the NBA, and now he's playing for Baylor. There also is another young man, Charles Badacchio, who played for Alabama for 2 years, came out in the draft, was not drafted, went to the G League, and now he's come back to play for Alabama. James Najee is the one that's down in Baylor. Now, what do you guys feel about this? I have a problem with it.
Yeah, I think that...
Well,
people that just want to go test. Like, I just want to go test and see how well I'm going to do. And if I don't do well, I'm going back to college.
But once you get paid as a pro, you're not supposed to be able to go back to college.
Yeah, well, they need some more rules. I don't know how that worked then, how they came back and did that. I guess,
again,
Alabama said something about it.
Alabama, these are all Southern schools getting these players. They're all for the education of the player. That's BS. They are for trying to win now. But, once you go pro, you can't come back. And I think, no, it's not. And the only reason they want to come back is because there's so much money in the game right now. NIL. If there were no money in the game, they wouldn't want to come back. They wouldn't even think. Why?
It is. Yeah, I think it is. It's true. Yeah, is that on? We can watch it. It's more intense, more hype around it. You got the tournament.
Man, if you can't play, you can't play.
Oh, yeah, if you can't play, yeah. And I think they should have some rules.
I don't see somebody going pro, not making pro. Now, the G League was different because the G League elite, they came straight out of high school to be drafted. Now, these players aren't drafted. Overtime elite. Those are different setups.
Well, I think you should be able to have the chance to come back. If you didn't use all your years in college, I think you should still be able to come back and use those years up. But if you use those years up, you shouldn't play after that.
In the NBA draft, you have 60 picks. Every year there are more people become eligible for declaring for the draft than there are slots.
Right. Well, might as well stay until you get till you got a spot.
Yes. The one from Alabama declared for the draft after 2 years. Wasn't drafted. Went to the G League and then decided to come back.
He played for
He wasn't
Pistons.
denying anything.
Kansas City Cruise.
I don't think so. I think I told you how I think. I think you have to have a guardrail so these things don't happen all the time.
It might really just get rid of the G League. That's what I've been hearing, too, as well.
No, you need a minor league. We're at the end of the segment. 107.5 WGPR Sports Rap app.
You're listening to Bullseye Sports, presented by Dabo on Sports Rap Network. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Yes, sir. Man.
We have just come off a season where we had our second 12-team college football playoff, won by Indiana. Now, the Big Ten and SEC are in negotiations. The SEC wants 16-team playoff. The Big Ten wants a 16 to morph into a 24-team playoff. Now, I personally feel that 16 is too much. I can live with that, but 24 is way too much.
Way too much.
Because one of the bugs that they have to get rid of before they deal with this is, with the 12-team playoff, 4 teams get byes. The team with the bye is 1-7, with only Indiana winning their game after a bye. So next year they couldn't come to agreements, and next year will be 12 teams as well. I don't really think that there was a real outcry for number 30 with Notre Dame, but that's just because they wanted the money. That there was real, like, we left a good team out. Because the team that got in before Notre Dame was Miami, and they went all the way to the championship game.
And that was a discrepancy. They didn't think they would get in. And they won. I think 16 is the right number though now.
16 teams.
Yeah.
Well, Indiana played 16 games. If you go to 16, there won't be any more games because there won't be a bye. One play 16 down to 8, 9. But 20 sounds good, but you going to get rid of that money?
No, you need those still though too. Yeah, but it decides a lot of who's going to the playoffs or not.
Okay, the Big Ten had number 1 and number 2 playing each other. So that really didn't matter. The SEC had, I think, Georgia and Alabama. They both made it. That didn't matter. The ACC had Duke, which did matter, and they had Virginia.
Right.
So none of those teams made the college playoff.
No.
So in your big leagues...
Would you add, if they do the 16 team, would you add Duke this time? It's since they won the conference, or would you just take?
They still were the 59th best team in America. No,
but that's how the NCAA tournament works.
Well, now well, yeah, but you got 68 teams. We only have at most 16. What will happen this year? The ACC revised their rules so the game would be what it should have been: Miami versus Virginia, and maybe both of those make it. Their tiebreaker was such that Duke got in instead of I think there were 4 teams tied for second, and Duke was able to get in. I don't know how they did it, but that was stupid, to say the least. Yeah, but you have 68 spots, and each league, I think there are 31 leagues, so each league is guaranteed a automatic bid. In this one, with 12 slots now, as we found out, each league might be guaranteed a bid, but in the group of 4, but you're not guaranteed your conference winner because it's just not enough slots. Ivy League champion just started playing in the 1AA championship this year. You got to remember, some schools are Division I in basketball, 1AA in football. So that makes a difference. In a sport like basketball, I can see everybody playing football. You don't need to add games because it used to be the college season was shorter than the pros. But if you're a good team playing 16 games, the pros only playing 17. So you're not really getting the benefit of the doubt in terms of get a chance to rest. Yeah, you do.
Super
Done
Bowl?
what? That was back in the 80s. I think. Yeah, they want to do that. You being funny, but they want to add an 18th game, add a second bye, extend the Super Bowl by 2 weeks, so you'd always play it on President's Day weekend. They want to do that.
Oh, I hate that about the Super Bowl, man. Why did they? The next day needs to be a holiday. Seriously.
Well, here's the other thing.
Hated going to school. Don't want to go to work, man. Have to be up watching that game.
We're talking about college sports where you're in college. Football used to have a nice little package where all the bowl games would end like January 2nd. So you would have the first semester start and all the football players would be back in class. Now with this game, with this playoffs, you've got schools that aren't back.
Did you hear one of the theories that the guy on ESPN said? That he wants to do? He said that he wants to move it, instead of that week 1, he wants to move it to week 0 and move all the big rivalry games a week before Thanksgiving. And then end everything on New Year's Day. Yeah.
Most of them still are. No, it's a day. It's 2 days after Thanksgiving. Most of them still are, but then again, you've got to worry about TV contracts. You don't want. Well, now it's after Thanksgiving, but you don't want.
That should be the bowl game, huh? I mean, the Big Ten conference championship should be on Thanksgiving weekend, huh?
You don't want to have all your big games at the end of the year, so you have nothing in between to look forward to.
I mean, that's how they.
No, you got them spaced out. No, they're not. Georgia plays Florida. No. Talking about big games during the season.
Oh, you're talking about the rivalry week, the last of the regular season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, Michigan State is not at the. You can't have 2 games at the end. Florida, Georgia, you know.
That's a month earlier, though. Michigan State.
Yeah, you gotta have nice games throughout. Tennessee and Florida is usually the 3rd week in September. So you've got a lot of rivalry games spread out over that period. Now I want to segue to this. Dabo Swinney, good old boy down in Clemson, accused Ole Miss coach Alex Golesh of contacting his player during a sociology class to try to get him to flip. How do you feel about these things?
That's the game.
You're in class, though.
He wouldn't have known that he was in class, man.
Man, if you call somebody at 10 o'clock on a school day, they supposed to be in class.
You don't know.
What?
That's tampering? What? Yeah, why, though?
Let me just give you a brief rundown on what happened. On Friday, Clemson coach Dabo Swinney accused new Ole Miss coach Pete Golding of tampering with linebacker Luke Farrelly. Specifically, Swinney said Golding made repeated contact with Farrelly after he signed the NIL contract and enrolled in classes at Clemson. So he signed his contract. He's enrolled in classes and actually is in a class when he gets contacted.
Right.
Where they always are. Running from the...
So the portal window has to get a little bit shorter before this next semester starts. They're official. The portal is going to be... College football is messed up, man, because the portal is open the day after New Year's Day. And they're still playing. Yeah, and they're still playing.
90% of your players are finished. It's only the ones playing in the championship series. Well, Mark, your followers are going to have to follow you to the next segment. WGPR 107.5 HD to Detroit Bullseye Sports, presented by Dabo. on WGPR 107.5 HD2, Sports Rap app, and the Sports Rap Network. Now, we were finishing up talking about the for lack of a better word, stealing of players in the NIL era.
Yeah, so there's no rules currently, huh? No rules currently? Yeah, this is just the wild, wild west right now, everything, man.
Well, to a certain extent, we probably need a commissioner to deal with a lot of that. Because the NCAA has, washed its hands of a lot of stuff. And, I don't know, they're just collecting money and not doing much else. No. Well, there's a bipartisan move afoot in Congress to get them to subpoena them to appear in Congress and talk about it. So we'll see what happens. Now, but we want Trump. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, okay. We have, from time to time on the show, we have discussions about the top this and the top that. Now, today's discussion will be about the top 10 point guards from the NBA.
Of all time?
Well, let's talk about 5. Okay, you know yours. Go ahead. Did Johnson? He's a good point guard. I like him. One in Phoenix, one in Boston. No, one in Seattle. Played in Phoenix and Boston. Ain't that underrated as top 5? So you left out Steph Curry.
Oh.
And
Would it? How? What?
You left out Bob Cousy, who won 9 rings. Okay. That's your top 5. I will go with Magic Johnson, of course, Oscar Robertson, Isaiah, Steph Curry, and like I said, I'll go with Cousy.
LeBron James. Huh?
Okay, you disqualified already if you call LeBron James the point guard.
Oh, he is a point guard.
No,
What? LeBron James is a point guard. A humongous guard. All right, who's handling the rock? He brings it up and everything, too. Everything.
Luka brings the just because you bring the ball up doesn't make you a point guard.
All right, well, I got Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving. Who else? Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas. Let's see, who's another guy, man? The 5th one, I got LeBron James is the 5th one. LeBron James is the 5th one.
No, they wouldn't. John Stockton been going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for what he's been saying lately, but we'll leave it there. I'm still tripping over LeBron James as a point guard.
Of
If we do top centers of all time, I think Lil Mark will have LeBron James in that too. Yeah, and you got to realize
LeBron James play like a point guard though. He handles the ball, he brings it up, he controls the floor. He does. He's a point guard. He's a humongous guard. He plays every position. Actually, we've seen him play every position. Tore us up.
You blaming it on Mark? You the one that told him that.
No, LeBron James though, he's a point guard though. He plays the point.
So wait a minute. That night he scored, he ain't no point guard, man. Get it up. On the night he scored the last 25 points, that's when you told him. That's when you told him he was your cousin too in the playoffs when he beat our butts. But you remember he scored assisted on the last 25 points in that game where they finally beat the Pistons to get to the finals.
It was that 06?
I think so. Oh, no, might have been. So you were calling
LeBron
cousin
James
then?
is a point guard. Clips for you, just him pushing the point and running the point, running the whole offense.
Well,
At the plays.
You are the only one that is of that opinion.
No,
he is Scottie Pippen-esque and is probably a point forward.
Scottie Pippen's not bringing the ball up like LeBron James? Are you serious? I don't know, actually. So Michael Jordan wasn't point guard at all either, huh? You don't consider him a point either at all, anyway?
No.
Anyway, at all. Even though he's bringing the ball up. I'm not talking about on paper, what it says on paper. I'm talking about what they actually doing.
LeBron ain't no point guard.
What?
People give Steph Curry a hard enough time calling him a point guard because he scored 30 points a game. So I darn sure I'm not going to give LeBron credit for being a point guard. Now, I'm going to throw this one in. The best point guard of all time may be, and I might take Kuzia off, but Westbrook is up there. Most point guard points, except if you count LeBron James as a point guard. Except if you count LeBron James as a point guard. LeBron James has more points than Westbrook. He's high up there in assists.
Damn, I feel bad for Russell, man.
Why?
Because he doesn't have a ship.
You let Sacramento turn it around. If he can hang in there for 3 years, he might be able to get one. 7. Is he looking like he's done? You know, the one thing I can say about Westbrook is his scoring percentage, shooting percentage is seems like to me it's going up. That used to be the main knock on him. He used to shoot that flat shot and it would bounce out. But he's shooting a lot better.
Scott drafted him, didn't he?
No, he drafted Durant.
He didn't draft Westbrook too? He drafted
Nope.
Westbrook.
He never went to OKC. Durant played in Seattle for a year.
Scottie P never went to OKC. Oh, wow. Dang. So he didn't get James Harden either. James Harden was
Nah.
See, I don't need another team, man. That's sad, too.
They'll get one. Or if they have to move somebody, they'll get one. They have all their ducks in a row.
How many
now.
teams are they adding?
Don't know. 2. Get a league of 32 where you have.
Seattle and Las Vegas. Those are the 2.
Don't know. Nashville might be in there.
Nashville.
And you might have.
They got a lot of cities, man, where they need all 3 sports, all 4 sports.
You might have. New Orleans might move too, so we'll see.
They can't be. They're not stationary, are they?
They weren't driving. No, they
Louis
don't.
needs a basketball team.
No, they don't.
Nashville needs
You
a
just
basketball
throwing out
team.
cities now.
Oh no, that's all teams. They do it. Oh yeah, that's too close, man. It might be too close for that team, for Tennessee. Yeah, but Seattle, Las Vegas.
Dennis Johnson. All the rest of them were fine. Well, we got about 20 seconds left. So everybody say goodbye. 107.5 WGPR HD2 Sports Rap app and the Sports Rap Radio Network. We are Detroit Bullseye Sports, sponsored by Dabo.